Hello and welcome to our 24 files demo video. Today I will show you how you can use 24 files within your Salesforce, but first it can be handy that you already have installed the 24 files component within your Salesforce. How we can do this, you can actually go to our website 24files.eu, go to the bottom, click on manual, and here you will see the complete installation manual of the 24 files component. Just follow the steps. If anything is unclear, you can reach out to us via support@24files.eu. Now, to start with the 24 files demo, I will cover two use cases actually. The first use case will be the internal use of the 24 files component within Salesforce on different objects. The second use case will be about the community, where we can use the 24 files component within the community, so community users can upload files and share them with us. After the two use cases, I will dive into the 24 file settings, where you can set up things like different folder structures, and also where we can set up where we want to save the files within SharePoint, for example. So to start, I will start with a new opportunity. I'll call it 24 files demo opportunity. So for this demo, I will actually use 24 files on the opportunity object, but we can of course use it on different objects as well. I filled in the mandatory fields, and now we can see the 24 files component gets loaded. We see every time actually we create a new record, in this for this example an opportunity, the folder structure of 24 files, which we have set up in the 24 file settings, but I will cover later in the demo, of course. This folder structure gets created and will be synced to SharePoint as well. So we see 4 folders over here. And if you click on Go to SharePoint, we will see that the 4 folders are also present in here. So what we also will see that 24 files has actually the same look and feel as the native Salesforce component, so it blends in quite nicely. What we can do, we have 4 buttons over here: go to SharePoint, add files, create folder, or log out. If it's the first time you log in, we will have a blue button over here to connect our user with SharePoint. So now we will see over here 4 folders actually. To state, because that question pops up a lot, we use the SharePoint permission. So if someone is not able to see different folders or files within SharePoint, or if they are not allowed to see them, the user will not see them in here either. So to cover that first, now what can we do? We can actually add files. If I click on add files, I can, for example, take a screenshot. For the sake of the demo, to keep it easy, I'll take screenshots, but we can upload other files as well, of course. So I take a screenshot, I'll upload them, click on done, and we see the screenshot over here. Now, if I head back to SharePoint, we will see our screenshot again over here as well. It works the other way around as well. I'll just upload it, drag it in here. We see our screenshot has been uploaded in SharePoint. And if I reload my page, we'll see in the 24 files component that our screenshot has been added as well. We can click on this button and we can actually rename it as well. Test image, for example, I can rename it. Can head over to SharePoint, reload the page, and we see it has been renamed in SharePoint as well. What we can do as well, for example, we can preview it. You see our screenshot in here. We can also delete it, move it, or download it. What we also can do is create folders. I'll create a folder, test demo folder, for example, create it. And if I head over to SharePoint again, we'll see our test demo folder in here as well. It works in both ways. For example, if I create a folder in here, new folder, test folder, SharePoint, for example, if I click on create, if you reload the page in here, it will also be created, of course, like that. So that's quite easily how we can use the 24 files component within Salesforce. What we also can do, or how can we set up the 24 files component on our page actually, we can click on the gear button on the right top. We can just click on edit page. And we just drag in the 24 files component on our page, and this way we can use it on this object, of course. Now, what can we do? We can also add it to different access modes. The first one is authenticated, where we will be able to go to SharePoint and log out, etc. But we'll also have an anonymous user, which will be used, for example, for community users. They won't be able, for example, to go to SharePoint, of course, and they won't be able, or you can also edit their functionality to not be able to delete files, move files, or rename files, or you can enable them. So this way you can set this up as well. Put it back to authenticated, and I'll head back over to our page. Like that. So that's quite simply how we can connect SharePoint with Salesforce with our 24 files component. So this was actually the first use case. The second use case will be about the community. So now I will head over to a case within Salesforce, and I'll head over first to our 24 files community, where I will be over here in a case. Now I'll see myself as a community user. I will see here the 24 files component also. What I will be able to do, I won't be able to go to SharePoint as I mentioned earlier, but I will be able to upload files, of course. I will be able to drag and drop them in our 24 files component as a community user. I'll click on done, and then our files will be uploaded in here as well. Now, if I head over to Salesforce, so now we in the company, we can see our client has uploaded a file, and I can click here on shared with client, and we will see that our screenshot has been added. Now I want to share a file with our community user as well. I can just drag it in here. Missed it. Do it like that. We can just drag it in here, and we will see our screenshot will be available in here as well. And if I reload the community page, our community user can see it also. So that's actually the community use case. It's very simple, very straightforward. So this actually covers the two use cases. Now I will dive into the 24 files settings. I click on 24 files settings. You can open that via the 24 files manager in your app launcher. Just type in 24 files and we'll see the 24 files manager. Like that. To start, the first component we see over here is your company on SharePoint. This is actually regarding the 24 files setup, which you can find in our manual, of course. So after you have done the installation and you followed the installation manual, you will be able to see the different components beneath this. So first do this, then we will see the other things. To start, we have the default SharePoint site and the object-specific configurations. So to start with the object-specific configurations, actually we can assign different objects and different record types to different SharePoint sites and document libraries where we want our files to save to. So for example, here for products and record type EMEA, we want to save our files on the SharePoint site, product branding within the document library, products internal. We can just add a new one by clicking on new and add a new object-specific configuration. It's quite simple and straightforward. But if we have 24 files component active on an object where nothing has been assigned in here, we will save the files actually on our default SharePoint site. So that's what this is for. Next to that, we have also an automated file upload. So what is this? Actually, when we would still have the native files component of Salesforce active, we can, and we would upload files to this component of Salesforce itself. We can actually ask 24 files to delete them and upload them to SharePoint and to 24 files component instead. So now it's actually active on the lead object. You can see it over here. So to show it, I'll head over to a lead first. I'll take Bertha Boxer. And what we can do actually, I will take a screenshot. I will upload it in a native files component of Salesforce. And then we can click on done. And what we'll see is that it's actually not been uploaded in the 24 in the files of Salesforce. But if we reload the page, it has been, of course, uploaded to the 24Files component. This way, you can ensure that the 24Files component gets used for the file storage and no file storage of your Salesforce gets used. So that's actually another handy feature you can use. And now, to go back to the 24Files settings, lastly, what we will have as well is that we can set up different folder structures. We can just click on here, and we will see we can add different folder structure for different objects. I will head over to our opportunities default like we saw before. Click on opportunities default. We can actually, to go back, we can create new ones, of course, like this. But for the demo, I'll just show it via our opportunities folder structure like we saw before. So before, when I created an opportunity, you saw that the 4 folders got created. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the ones that I have set up over here. What we can do, we can, for example, for folder 4, we can create a subfolder, new subfolder, create, and now every time an opportunity gets created, this subfolder underneath 4 will also be created. So this way we can set up a folder structure. Just make sure you always have a record folder on top, otherwise this won't work. So just start with the record folder and then create your subfolders underneath them. You can always rename them if you want to. Next to that, we have a folder record name, which we can change dynamically. We can insert fields. Right here, it's actually via the opportunity name, the ID, and the account billing address, how the opportunity will be named. But we can insert other fields, for example, the close date, insert them, and this will also be dynamically added to the folder record name. Next to that, we have also the option to assign different folder structures, and we can choose to make this one default, for example. And lastly, what we also have are filter rules. Now, the filter rules, how can we set them up? For example, all conditions are met, we click new, and then we can say, for example, for an opportunity amount, we click insert, and then greater than value, for example, 5 million. And then we can say, for example, this is a folder structure for big deals. This way, if, for example, an opportunity gets created with an amount greater than 5 million, then this certain folder structure will be created within the 24Files component. So that's actually quite it about the 24Files component and about the settings. Maybe one more thing that I should mention, because we get that question a lot. We do not store anything on a server of our own. We use the OAuth function. So there's a direct connection between Salesforce and SharePoint, and we do not store any of your information within 24Files or our server or anything. We use the OAuth for that. So if you have any more questions about 24Files, do not hesitate to contact us via support@24files.eu. And thank you for listening. Hear from you soon. Bye.